I don't know if I'm live or not. Let me see if somebody come in here because I have some important stuff. Okay, so it looks like I am live. It gave me a message that said I was not live, but I wanted to make sure I was live because I got some important stuff I really want to talk about. Hey, Pamela Murphy, how you doing? Cuz, Lonnie McGee, what's up, man? Hey, we're going to be checking out the Bible. Is it real? And is it prophetic? And I want to just come and so we can look at that. God called some people to preach. He called some people to teach. He gave everybody a passion. And I didn't know it until maybe within the last year. But God is calling me to help show and reveal the prophecies that he has in the Bible. Because prophecy may be what's going to move some people into following God in spirit and in truth. You know, and what triggered this for me to do it today, because I just saw a post that they're serving beer in some churches now. You know, so I'm not going to condemn the beer drinking. To each his own. To each his own. You know, I haven't seen anything in the Bible that contradicts that. You know, if you want to drink, drink. I don't see anything about, just be careful. You know, but there's a lot more stuff that's going on in the world that really started pushing me to study prophecy. And I want to bring you one today that's one that's kind of really important to me, that's one I really been following. And hopefully it's going to wake up some people and let them understand how close we really are. I'm going to prove today that the Bible is real and it's prophetic with just the verse I'm going to read today. Okay, let's go here. I'm gonna read Hosea 6. I'm gonna start in verse 1. Let's see. Let's read verse 1, verse 2. Let's just read verse 1 and 2. I think that's going to be prophetic enough so people can understand the Bible is real. These prophets were real. God is real. Jesus is real. So let's go ahead and read Hosea 6 and follow along because it's very important. Okay, let me go ahead and stop there real quick. It's very important that you go to a church that encourage reading the Bible, reading the Word. Get it from the Bible itself. Get the Word just as God presented it. If you go into a church that does not encourage reading the Bible, you might want to get out of there and find you a church that's a Bible-believing church that believes everything in the Word of God that He left us. He left us these instructions. So, okay, let me get back to what I was doing. So let's read Hosea 6, verses 1 and 2. Verse 1, come and let us return unto the Lord, for he has torn and he will heal us. He hath smitten and he will bind us up. Verse 2, after 2 days will he revive us. In the third day he will raise us up and we shall live in his sight. What they're saying, what this verse is saying, that God had Israel destroyed, which happened in 70 AD. Israel was destroyed because of a few things. One, they were disobedient, and two, they killed Jesus. So God's punishment, and that any Christian, anybody that is God's children, you act up sooner or later, the punishment is coming. They killed Jesus was crucified in 30 AD, so they thought they were skating because they got away all the way till 70 AD, 40 years later. And the Bible talks about that too, and I'm gonna talk about that on another Facebook Live. But today I just want to address this one. Okay, let's break this now. Let's break this thing down. So come and let us return unto the Lord. So this is the people of Israel. They're concerned now because their country has just been taken over by the Romans, and this is probably around 70 AD. But it says, "For the Lord has torn us But the word says, and he will heal us, and he will bind us up, which means that he's going to just let them be destroyed, let them be overcome by their enemies, but he's going to also heal them. So let's see if God did exactly what he said he was going to do according to Hosea 6, verses 1 and 2. And then it says, again, after 2 days he will revive us, and in the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. So what they're saying is 3 days after he allowed Jerusalem to be, Jerusalem to be taken over. Say 3 days after, and the third day he's going to be with them. That means, you don't have to really read between lines on that one. You know this is the 1,000-year millennial reign when he's back here on earth on the third day. So let's break that down and let's see if this really happened. I'm gonna move out the way a little bit because I got a little illustration back here on the board in the back of me here. So hey, what's up, Mary Jordan, Miss Road, Tori Porter? Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, we're just doing a little Bible prophecy here. Let's see if Hosea 6 and 2 was fulfilled. I think it was fulfilled. Let's just see. Okay. I'm going to move out the way so y'all can see my illustration. I don't draw very good, but let me see if you can follow this. Jesus was crucified around 30 AD. Some people say 33 AD, but somewhere 33 AD, Jesus was crucified. And I forgot to put something else here on the board. So Jesus was crucified, and this is this really was the abomination that caused desolation. We'll talk about that at some time too. But in 70 AD, this is when Rome took over Israel. This is when they invaded Jerusalem, came in, tore it up, tore down the wall. You know, when Jesus said there won't be a stone on top of another stone. That happened in 70 AD. They tore the whole temple. When Jesus said he'll tear the temple down and it'll be rebuilt in 3 days. This is all talking about the same thing. So the temple was destroyed, and there was not a brick upon a brick because the Romans were told that there was gold inside those walls. So they were tearing brick by brick, looking for this gold. So they tore it down brick by brick, which is another prophecy that Jesus said, and it was fulfilled because he said there will not be a rock upon a rock, and that happened in 70 AD. Okay, let's get back to see if Hosea 6 and 2 was indeed prophetic. Okay, so Jerusalem was destroyed in 70 AD. Okay, the prophet Hosea said, Hosea was a prophet. Hosea said, it's going to take, he said, that God is going to revive them in 2 days. Okay, so let me clarify this real quick before I get back to my illustration. You have to break the prophetic code. You have to understand the prophetic code. God didn't just give us a straight roadmap. He wanted us to do some work. That's why he wants us to read the Bible and understand, because in other verses, it tells you that a day is 1,000 years to God and 1,000 years is a day. So this is really not 3 days. This is 3,000 years this is what's going on. This is what God is talking about. So, all right, let's get back to this. So it says, in day 2, 2,000 years, he's going to revive us. Okay, Israel lost everything in 70 AD. Everything. They lost everything in 70 AD. They were not a country anymore. They were not a nation. The nation of Israel did not exist anymore after 70 AD. So, and it's based off when they killed Jesus. Again, that happened that he was crucified in 30 AD. So from 30 AD to 1030 AD, that's one prophetic day. And after 1 day or 1,000 years, there still was no nation of Israel. Israel still is not a nation. 1,000 years after they crucified Christ, they are still not a nation. Let's continue to follow the Bible and let's see if it's right. But according to the Bible, in day 2, he's going to revive them. So day 2 ends here. this is the end of day 2. This 10:30 was the end of day 1. 20:30, which has not come yet, is the end of day 2. Beginning of day 3 is the next day. And again, these could be off by a few years here and there. They could be off by a few years here and there. So the end of day 2 is 2030. So we should see something. We should see the nation of Israel become a nation again in day 2. Because that's what the prophet Hosea has told us. The prophet Hosea said in day 2, he will revive us. And in the 3rd day, he will raise us up and we shall live in his sight. So we should see something that happened prior to day 3, but in day 2. And if you know history, you know that in 1948, Israel became a nation again. In 1948, which is right before we get to the end of day 2. So in day 2, just like the prophet Hosea said, he will revive them. And he did. He gave them their nation back in 1948. So they went 1900 plus years without being a nation. They became a nation again in 1948, just like the prophecy said. Here's the scary thing. Well, it's not scary for me because I'm a Christian. I do what God tells me to do, and I live my life by the word of God. So here's the scary thing. For those that's not saved, it's time to really look at it. 2030 marks the end of day 2, 2,000 years since Christ was crucified. And it says in the 3rd day, he's going to be with them. So he's talking about his millennial reign for 1,000 years. So he's saying that on the 3rd, it says in the 3rd day. In the 3rd day, he's going to be here. So does that mean he's coming right before the end of day 2, which is 2030 or 2033? And it depends on which calendar you look at, our calendar or the Jewish calendar. And I'm sure everything is based off the Jewish calendar. So if you look at this, we are at the very end of day 2. So if the Bible is real, and I think I just proved that you have to think that the Bible is real, and that God gave us, he gave prophets specific instructions and detailed it by date, and told them, he gave his, like, no man knows the hour or day. No man knows the hour or day. So, but he's giving hints, and he said that he was going to give hints, and he said in the last days he was going to reveal the secrets of the Bible. He said he's going to reveal the secrets of the Bible to the Apostle Paul. So now people are the prophecy nuts like myself. We looking at this stuff being revealed to us. So here's the thing. Remember, as I get ready to close this one out for the day, hopefully I'll come back next week. I'm going to give you another prophecy that was fulfilled according to the Bible, just like God intended for us to understand and to know in these days. God didn't reveal a whole lot of stuff to them. They didn't know what this is. They didn't know day 3, day 2, day 3. They didn't know because the Bible has time codes that you have to understand the time codes. Like sometimes a day is a year. Like when he told the children of Israel when they were being, everything always goes back to disobedience. That's what I'm saying, So as a Christian, if we're disobedient, you expect the wrath of God at some point. If you don't have, if the wrath of God, if God don't discipline you at some point, then you may have to question yourself: are you really who you think you are? And if not, keep 2030 in the back of your mind. Look, we're about 11 years away. See what's this 2019? Just keep that in the back of your mind. All right, well, that's prophecy for the day from the prophet Hosea, specifically Hosea 6, verses 1 and 2. So God bless you. I'm getting ready to do the show. We got Ernest Pugh coming on in a little while here. So I'm looking forward to talking to him, and I'm looking forward to coming back hopefully next week with another prophecy that was fulfilled. God is calling me to just reveal prophecy. That's what he's calling me to do, and that's what I want to do. I love prophecy. It keeps me grounded, and it blesses me to know that I can possibly help somebody to understand the Bible more than what they thought they did. Because I thought I knew the Bible, I thought I understood the Bible, but over the last few months, I'm finding out all kind of awesome things that's in the Bible that there's no doubt that Jesus existed. There's no doubt there's a heaven. There's no doubt there's a hell. And there's no doubt that hell enlarges itself for those that continue to be disobedient and don't believe that God is who he is, and that he sent Jesus, born of a virgin, to die. And he resurrected in 3 days for you and I. Y'all be blessed. Come back. Well, go over to the Simply Inspiring Facebook page. We're going to be on with our show, the Simply Inspiring Show, live in about 5 or 10 minutes. God bless you. Thanks for joining.